Alright, we got some paneling here with John Lemon Show hosted. And let's see, a CNN alert here. Let's see, we got during the Supreme surprise that visited troops in Iraq. President defends the decision to withdraw from Syria. So you got 4 people here. This is Don Lemon Show. He doesn't look too happy about this right now. So because inside out, too much Periscope going on within the activating the Shima. And let's just go into the interface itself with everything we've learned from the accumulation of everything. And let's look at this guy, Hunter Pence. This is not Hunter Pence, but now I thought this was the way. But anyways, and here's what they're talking about: withdraw from Syria. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the what we're looking at here. Let's look at some of the fashion, shall we? I have no idea what we're looking at, but basically we're looking at a panel of 4. You see homeschooling, pants. You see guess there, and you see and oh boy, and Don Lemon, and that's how that goes. So, here we go. He doesn't like that. He thinks it's kind of saying on my bar. It's kind of snide. But look at this. Chaos in Washington on Wall Street. Fed partial government shutdown. Partial shutdown. And here we go. And some pictures again. So let's activate the Shima of the atmosphere of the atmospheric periscope. Ooh, look at that ballet! Wow, that's so great. It's so orange. And then what do you call it? And then this is like School of the Courageous Strong. Probably higher learning wood desk of the protests of the church on basis of sex. And here's tuna again, chicken, and so, you think about, oh yeah, that would be great, What's the first thing you think of when you think of food? Chicken. Okay, so then you need a second sample. And so we're interfacing with this because now it's kind of like, that's the check, that's the one. Now it's kind of more like they're just going with subliminal suggestions of advertising. And here's Zuna, I can't read it here, Zuna. Double X, just relax, okay? High blood pressure, and such. And this guy is doing a bullet point presentation of like Zuno, which is basically a drug-free device, handheld device, probably helps with asthma or something like that, or blood pressure, okay? And these are all presented ideas, their sales for pharmaceuticals or whatnot, and such and such. And a lot of people use albuterol. I myself use albuterol. And if you can see, these are commercials. If you study it from the media point of view, entertainment point of view, or advertising point of view, you can see that these are well put together segments of TV. There's 9 days, and it's a sales pitch here, risk-free, not 100% off, risk-free and stuff like that. And you get a hand carrying pouch there, and you get your outlet there and whatnot. And if you're looking at issue of what they were talking about earlier, and you try to okay, this is when you have to focus in a little bit. Now you have to think, what is the issue that you were thinking about? What is it John Lemon just thinking about? You have to be fast about it. You have to be real fast. And see how you just forgot, but it'll come back to you because you skip it. And or you can keep thinking about it, but you skip it. You just skip it and say, oh, damn, that's a weird commercial. Wow, that's great. And then you don't want to skip too much because then you start getting comfortable and whatnot and start watching Tracy Ross commercials and whatnot. But anyway, so what was he talking about? Oh, okay, withdraw from Syria, right? And that's what Don Lemon was talking about. And oh man, phone just hella fell into the gutter. Damn, that's just hella bad. He hella just sneezed and said that. And so you're saying hey, this is great commercials. It must be winding down at the end of the evening or end of the night or whatnot. And here's Mr. Arm & Hammer or something from Mr. Commercial from the 80s, whatnot, cartoons which has a context of the politics within that era. But this is just a progressive dude. That's not Mr. Arm & Hammer. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Arm & Hammer is Mr. Clean dude. But anywho, that's basically the gist of it is within the context of the politics of what it is now. So what was the issue you said? What was it? And it was this withdrawal from Syria he was talking about. But let's look at the headlines of what he said now. He said the Iraq and Germany, okay, we got paneling. And we have their, I don't want to say who she is, I don't know, that is not nowhere near Aretha Franklin. But anyhow, the late at least, and home skill right there. He reminds me of something familiar. High school with the Reeves or something. Actually, I know, it looks like Dr. Oz. Anywho, so basically what we're looking at, and I keep saying that, just say it that way. Now, we're looking at what they're talking about. Iraq and Germany means U.S. troops in Iraq and Germany. And this is here to entertain you. If this was a sensitive government issue,
well, first of all,
classified,
you're absolutely right.
they wouldn't air this. So she's advising the public that
That's what stood out.
such and such on CNN of such and such of what they're talking about right now with Germany, in regards to Germany and Iraq and stuff like this. It was April Ryan is her name, and which is she's commenting on and giving her thoughts on and giving her commentary on what do you call it on politics itself, American politics. So stay informed. You can get an insight on what this person here is talking about, and such as with a backdrop, with a nice backdrop, with a metropolitan city and whatnot. And and such as media outlets. Excuse me. I've been watching CNN for a while. Anderson Cooper and stuff like that. And anchors are a good source of what do you call it? Such as source of news. So he's not Dr. Oz, and I don't know if that's a Brooklyn Bridge, but with that, you're talking about 2.8%, and he's talking about percentages and talking about statistics here. And I'm sure here's talking about such and such. Talking about a political analyst, okay? Patrick Hardy's his name. Okay, and overstate. And you say, okay, well, there's a clear. Maybe there's the overlay. Some might have a thing, but you listen to the news within the context, and you activate your. Well, does this apply to me? Just withdrawing from Syria and what April Ryan just said apply to me and stuff like that. Well, it could, because if you got returning troops from Afghanistan who have PTSD or whatnot and are in your area that are well populated with retired veterans and whatnot, then it kind of almost does apply to you. And you can say that correlation right there. So I'll just leave it right there at that for right now.
The answer, I guess, well,